When you write a program, you almost always use what's called a high-level programming language like Python. But what does high-level actually mean? And if there are high-level languages, what are low-level languages? That's exactly what we are going to talk about in this video. When people talk about programming languages, it helps to imagine a line. On one end of this line, you have machine code, the raw instructions that your computer's CPU actually understands. This is basically just numbers like ones and zeros. On the other end of the line, you have human language like English, the way we normally speak and think. All programming languages exist somewhere on this line. Low-level languages are closer to machine code. They give you very direct control over the computer, but they're harder for humans to read and write. High-level languages, on the other hand, are closer to human language. They're designed to be easier to understand, easier to write, and easier to work with. In the end, both high-level and low-level languages are just abstractions of machine code. The difference is how much detail they hide from you. High-level languages hide more of the machine details. Low-level languages hide less. Both high and low-level languages have their pros and cons. Low-level languages give you more control of the program and its timing. You can really fine-tune how the computer works. But the downside is, they're harder to read, write and work with. High-level languages, on the other hand, are more abstract. That makes them much easier to write, understand and maintain. The trade-off is that sometimes the program doesn't do exactly what you expect, because the language handles some of the details for you. So if a computer only understands machine code, how can a programming language like Python even exist? The short answer is, your Python code doesn't run directly on the computer. It gets translated into machine code through a multi-step process. First, the source code you write in Python is converted into something called bytecode. This is done by the Python interpreter. Bytecode sits somewhere in the middle of our imaginary line. It's closer to machine code than Python, but still not actual machine code. Finally, this bytecode is executed by the Python virtual machine, or PVM for short, which turns it into real machine instructions that your CPU can understand. And that's what high-level and low-level programming languages are, and how they're executed by your computer. Thanks for watching. If this helped you understand programming a bit better, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more.